My apologies for the long absence. I've struggled with a horrible flu. I am feeling much better now. Just a minor cough. And let's get right down to business. Saul Canelo Alvarez will jump up in weight to face there will be a super light heavyweight champion, Dmitry Bivol. Canelo Alvarez is attempting to win a second championship in the light heavyweight division. He previously picked up the WBO belt while stopping Sergey Kovalev in round 11. He no longer holds that belt. That belt, obviously, most of you know, is held now by Joe Smith Jr. A lot of people think Dmitry Bivol is the hardest fight in Canelo Alvarez's career. Not just because he has the skill of Mayweather or the power of Golovkin. It's a combination of both. He's a very skillful fighter and he punches very, very hard. He even has a jab that if you don't see it coming, it hurts just as hard as the right hand. Dmitry Bivol, very powerful, very strong, has great distance control. Now, Canelo Alvarez, what's his main weapon? It's his destructive punching. Now, I have my questions about Canelo Alvarez's power. I'm not sure how hard he hits. People are going to be like, what do you mean you're not sure how hard he hits? You saw him knock out Caleb Plant. You saw him break Billy Joe Sanders' face. Correct, I did. But what was the capability of those guys anyways? Caleb Plant, we've only seen him once against an A-level fighter. Billy Joe Sanders, we've only seen him once against an A-level fighter. Even when he fought David Lemieux, at least in the first 7 rounds, he didn't get hit once. So even when David Lemieux was fresh, for David Lemieux was only hitting air. We didn't really see him get popped by David Lemieux. Chris Eubank Jr., not the most destructive puncher himself. That's really... Andy Lee didn't land flush early in the fight either. He has a good right hook. And Billy Joe Sanders never went down anyways from Canelo. He got hit by a perfect punch to the orbital bone. His orbital bone was gone. Caleb Plant, as I said, we don't really know what he can take. Callum Smith, who managed to take everything from Canelo Alvarez, so did Danny Jacobs. So I'm not going to go out and say that Canelo, the second he lands against Dmitry Bivol, is going to be over. I've seen Dmitry Bivol been hurt in one fight. And he was hurt twice. Once badly, once not too badly, he was just stunned. Against Joe Smith Jr. Now, Joe Smith Jr., the question is, does he punch harder than Canelo Alvarez? I have no idea. I haven't been punched by either guy. But Joe Smith Jr. is a power-punching light heavyweight. Canelo Alvarez is a power-punching middleweight / super middleweight. So we've seen him punch ridiculously hard at light heavyweight. We have not seen Canelo punch ridiculously hard at light heavyweight. I don't know how hard Canelo punches. But Joe Smith Jr. did manage to catch Bivol in round 4 and bust him. Still, Bivol dominated that round. It was a very impressive round for Bivol. He gave back 40 punches for that one punch he got hurt by. But then in round 10, Bivol was also dominating that round. And then when the bell hit, ding, ding, boom, big right hand, and Bivol was clearly hurt. Round 11, Joe Smith Jr. came out very aggressive, tried to finish off Bivol. Bivol survived the storm and managed then to beat up Joe Smith Jr. for the rest of round 11. And Joe Smith Jr., a guy who's never been dropped in his career, was almost knocked out in the tail end of round 12 against Bivol. So Bivol has a hard punch. We've seen him get buzzed twice, hurt twice. Now, let's compare the fighters. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's break down the fight going into tomorrow night. Who has better footwork? I think without a doubt it's Bivol. Bivol can move in and out very quickly. Bivol can use the ring, can find center. We know that. Who has the hand speed? In my opinion, I think Bivol. Bivol very quick hands. Who has the power? I would say Canelo edges the power. Who's the more skilled fighter? I don't think this is up for debate. Bivol is the more skilled fighter. Bivol is going to have more ways to beat Canelo than Canelo does to beat Bivol. Let's leave the judges aside. A lot of people be like, Bivol's a Russian. He's not going to get a decision in America. Yeah, he's Russian by citizenship, but his dad's Moldovan, his mom's South Korean. So it's not like Canelo's fighting Vladimir Putin in there. He's fighting a guy from South Korean and Moldovan descent. A lot of people are rooting against Bivol just because he's Russian. A lot of people think he's not. It's impossible for a Russian to get a decision in the United States of America. Well, Butayev, a Russian, almost got a decision in a fight. I thought he got schooled in. One of the judges thought he won that fight against Stan Yonis not too long ago. So I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think boxing judges are as corrupt as people think they are, in my opinion. And I just see more ways for Bivol to win this fight than Canelo. Canelo, in my opinion, he has to catch Dmitry Bivol. When you go into a fight, your only game plan is I got to knock this guy out to win. That's not a good position to be in. I thought Billy Joe Saunders was slightly ahead before quitting against Canelo. And I thought Caleb Plant fight, it was either Canelo up 6-4 or it could have been a draw. Anywhere between 7-3, Canelo and 5-5 Plant would have been fair because there were 2 swing rounds. I think this fight, Bivol is going to win 10 or 9 rounds. I think he's going to dominate most of the fight. I think he's going to see a few sticky rounds late in the fight. Canelo's opportunity is going to be late in the fight because Bivol has very high stamina. Bivol starts very fast, and Canelo seems to tire throughout most of his career in the mid-rounds. Likes to take a break in the mid-rounds and likes to get a good comeback in the last 3 rounds. And I think this fight will follow that pattern. I think Canelo could pick up a round in the first half of the fight and could probably hurt Bivol badly in the tail end of the fight. If Bivol can survive it, I think he's going to keep his WBA title. I just think he has more tools in the box. I don't think Canelo is a prolific power puncher at light heavyweight. I don't think he hits as hard as Adonis Stevenson used to hit. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, but Canelo, if he were to win, it has to be by knockout. He's not outboxing Bivol. Canelo does not have the feet to get in and out against Bivol. Canelo doesn't have the height to be able to land as consistent as Joe Smith Jr. And Joe Smith Jr. only landed 10% of his shots against Bivol. So that you got that going. I think Canelo's going to have to fight from the crouch, land body shots early, soften up Bivol, and try not come out light. For him to think that he can win a decision, outbox Bivol, jab him, it's not going to happen. If he thinks Bivol's just going to tire by himself, that's not going to happen. He's going to have to work for it. This is truly one of the trickiest fights of his career. I've always said the 3 Bs give Canelo hell. Whether they'll beat him or not, obviously, I don't think he would go 0-3 against them, but they would all give him hell. And Dmitry Bivol is part of the 3 Bs, obviously. The 3 Bs are Dmitry Bivol, David Benavidez, and Artur Beterbiev. I think these 3 give him hell. I think a lot of people want to see him fight Charlo or Errol Spence or Gennady Golovkin again. I'm not intrigued by those 3 fights. Canelo Alvarez, he's top 3 pound for pound by everybody. We want to see him in with the best, so he can solidify his name in all-time greatness. Errol Spence and Jermall Charlo do not do that for him. David Benavidez, Dmitry Bivol, and Artur Beterbiev do that for him, and he is fighting one of those top 3 guys, and you got to give him his props. He didn't pull him down to 170, a catch weight of 170, no rehydration, no nothing. He's fighting the champion at his weight, and he's going to give us a show. Let me just search up one thing real quick. I did not see the weigh-in, I didn't catch the weigh-in either. Let me just see what Dmitry Bivol and Canelo Alvarez weigh today. I am intrigued to see the weights. Dmitry Bivol, they both came in at 174.5 pounds. I'm very, very intrigued by this fight. A lot of people point to the Craig Ricketts fight that Dmitry Bivol did struggle late. Even BoxRec favors Bivol, So I think I favor Bivol. Most boxing purists favor Bivol. I saw Chris Andre Boxing, shout out to him. He also favored Bivol. If you guys want a more technical breakdown, go tune in to his channel. Just search up Chris Andre Boxing. He'll be the first one that pops out. he'll give a more technical breakdown. But me, personally, I just don't see how Canelo wins if he doesn't knock him out. He has a puncher's chance, obviously, but Bivol's the better fighter. Even if Bivol gets robbed, I think we're all going to be coming out saying Bivol won that fight. Bivol's the much better fighter. Let's see it again. If it's a robbery. If it's not a robbery, we don't want to see it again, man. It was such a one-sided fight. I think that's how people are going to come out with. I think people are just going to be like, Bivol won that fight fairly easily. Bivol is the most active guy he's fought in a while. He's obviously the best fighter. I'm just shocked Canelo took this fight. He didn't have to. He was undisputed at super middleweight. Could have fought Jamal Charlo. People would have been happy with it. Could have fought Dmitry Bivol. Could have fought Gennady Golovkin. People would have been happy with it. And I think he would have easily went 3-0 against those guys. Against the 3Bs, he can easily go 0-3. And I don't think that should ruin his legacy. I think it should also be a good thing for his legacy. Trying to fight everybody. Yeah, that's my thoughts about the fight. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe and enjoy the video. And again, to all my subscribers, I apologize for being out for over 10 days. It's just been really rough. Been struggling through a very, very severe flu. But I'm better now. And you guys will hear more of me. Sadiq Boxing out.